My name is Kieran Barker, and I'm in 12th grade, and I'm a senior at Santa Barbara High School.
My name is Aloy Zarate. I go to Dos Pueblos High School, and I identify as non-binary.
My name is Sidabad. I'm in 12th grade, and I go to Dos Pueblos High School.
I've definitely had pressure to conform, just to avoid awkward social interactions, or just to kind of not make a scene, or to kind of blend in, at school or at a party or whatever, just to minimize the drama in my life. Some common stereotypes about our gender, so males, would be that we're like less emotional, I guess, or we can care less about things. But I think that when you really get to know some of us, that we're definitely capable of caring about things and showing emotions, and we're not all insensitive and inconsiderate of other people.
I think that the biggest stereotype for non-binary people is that we have to be exactly androgynous and present as both male and female at the same time, which for me I express generally more femininely, and those stereotypes make it harder for me to feel valid in myself.
Being one of the first out trans people at my school, it was really hard for the administration to kind of adapt to that in the beginning. With the gender marker change and the name change on simply the rosters, it took months for me to do. I looked at I think it was the rules in the Santa Barbara Unified School District handbook or something like that, and it said the specific line where with parent consent or a letter I can get that changed, but for some reason that was being misconstrued and overthought of by the administration, that they ended up it was like an argument back and forth until finally we reached out to the, I think, superintendent, and they set things straight, and then the counselors and admin ended up realizing oh, wait a minute, Sid's right. So it took a really, really long time for me to actually change the name and gender marker, but once I did, it got a lot easier for other trans students.
I think it's important to form relationships and friendships with a diverse set of people. Men, women, any gender orientation. I think it's really important to be open and accepting, to kind of try and meet and be friends with as many people as you can.
When I first came out to my parents, it really affected our relationship, but we were never really that close, so it actually brought us closer when we got to talk about stuff that for her was hard to talk about, because when she was learning about queer identities in school, she was taught them at the same time as she was taught about necrophilia and pedophilia and all that other gross stuff that does not belong under the umbrella of LGBT people. So she always had a negative outlook on the LGBT community, and I think it's good that over time I've gotten to educate her. Navigating through life, being perceived as female when I don't identify as female is very difficult, because people always address me incorrectly, and when it's just a few people throughout the day, it doesn't bother me, but in the long term, it's hard, and it makes me feel invalid in my own identity, and it makes me feel like I should be presenting in a different way that more matches up with my own identity.
I've had it where a lot of people think that I'd be uncomfortable talking about anything other than, or that's not, I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess people just assume that I'm gonna be meaner or sporty or more insensitive, or just more like a jock, or more like just that kind of stereotypical male, where that we're just kind of more self-absorbed. And I think I've definitely had people treat me differently because they assume that I said something, or they misheard me, or they think that that I think something about what they're doing or who they are, and I just don't think that's fair. If you've never really talked to me, you've never met me, and how are you supposed to know what I'm thinking if you don't ask me? I overcame a lot of discrimination and stereotypes just by, being who I am and really strongly portraying myself so that people can, start to see the image that I want them to see rather than, believing whatever, made up thing they assumed about me to be.